Are you planning a trip to Budapest, Hungary, and only have 2 days to explore the city? Here's our guide and suggestions to get the most of your adventure. Welcome to Budapest, Hungary, a city of grand castles, riverside memorials, and one of the most dramatic skylines in Europe. Split by the mighty Danube River into the historic hills of Buda and the energetic streets of Pest, Budapest is a city shaped by empires, wars, revolutions, and rebirth. Whether you're planning a trip to Budapest or simply love European travel, history, architecture, and culture, this guide showcases why Budapest is one of the most incredible cities in the world. For your hotel location, if you want a view of the Parliament building, especially at night, find a hotel on the Buda side. If you want to see the Buda Castle and the Citadel from your hotel, find the hotel on the Pest side. Whichever side you lodge at, we suggest you spend 1 day touring the Buda side and 1 day on the Pest side. We spent almost all of day one on the Buda side, or the west side of the Danube River, since our hotel was on the Buda side. One of the most beautiful viewpoints in all of Europe is Fisherman's Bastion. Built between 1895 and 1902, the structure was designed to celebrate 1,000 years of the Hungarian state. Its 7 towers represent the 7 Magyar tribes that founded Hungary in the 9th century. Today, Fisherman's Bastion is important because it offers breathtaking panoramic views over the Danube and the Pest side of Budapest, especially at sunrise and sunset. Fisherman's Bastion gets its name from the fishermen who lived and worked in this part of the city during the Middle Ages. The nearby stretch of the old castle walls was traditionally protected by the Fishermen's Guild, which was responsible for defending that section of Buda's fortifications if the city came under attack. The structure was designed by architect Frigyes Sulek in a neo-Romanesque style, with decorative towers, stairways, arches, and terraces meant more for beauty and panoramic views than military defense. Fisherman's Bastion is one of the most photographed locations in Budapest because of its incredible overlook of the Danube River and the Hungarian Parliament building across the water. Right beside Fisherman's Bastion stands Matthias Church, one of Budapest's most iconic religious landmarks. Originally built in the 13th century, the church hosted the coronations of several Hungarian kings, including Emperor Franz Joseph in 1867. Today, Matthias Church remains an important symbol of Hungarian national identity and showcases some of the city's most stunning Gothic architecture. Hidden beneath Castle Hill lies the Hospital in the Rock, a secret underground hospital and nuclear bunker. During World War II and the 1956 Hungarian Revolution, doctors treated wounded civilians and soldiers inside these caves. Today, the museum serves as a powerful reminder of the human cost of war and the resilience of Budapest's people. Nearby is the House of Houdini. It's a small but fascinating museum dedicated to the legendary escape artist Harry Houdini, who was born in Budapest in 1874 before immigrating to the United States as a child. The museum celebrates Houdini's life, illusions, escapes, and worldwide fame. Inside, you can see original handcuffs, personal letters, posters, rare memorabilia, and interactive magic exhibits connected to one of history's most famous magicians. Houdini became internationally known for his daring escape acts, freeing himself from chains, locked boxes, straitjackets, and underwater traps. His performances pushed the limits of illusion and helped make him one of the biggest entertainment stars of the early 20th century. Today, the House of Houdini is important because it highlights Budapest's connection to one of the world's most iconic performers while also preserving the history of stage magic and illusion. Visitors often enjoy the live magic performance included with admission, making it a unique stop among Budapest's historic attractions. Towering above the city is Buda Castle, originally built in the 13th century after the Mongol invasion of Hungary. Over the centuries, the castle was expanded by kings, damaged by wars, rebuilt by the Habsburgs, and nearly destroyed during World War II. Today, Buda Castle houses museums and galleries and remains one of Hungary's greatest cultural landmarks. The views from the Buda Castle area are incredible. From here, you can see the Hungarian Parliament building, the Chain Bridge, the entire Pest skyline, and a Danube stretching throughout the heart of the city. At night, the city lights create one of the most spectacular urban views in Europe. High above the city sits the Citadel, a fortress built by the Habsburgs after the failed Hungarian Revolution of 1848. The fortress originally symbolized imperial control over Hungary. Today, visitors come here for the incredible panoramic views over Budapest. From the Citadel area, you can see nearly the entire city, the Parliament building, the Danube bridges, Castle Hill, and miles of rooftops stretching across both Buda and Pest. We weren't up there at sunset, but we hear that it's absolutely unforgettable. At the heart of Budapest flows the Danube River, Europe's second largest river after the Volga. The Danube travels through 10 countries, more than any other river in the world. It flows through 4 capital cities: Budapest, Hungary; Vienna, Austria; Bratislava, Slovakia; and Belgrade, Serbia. The river has connected cultures, empires, and trade routes for centuries. Today it remains the soul of Budapest, dividing the city into historic Buda Hills and the lovely Pest side. One of the best ways to experience Budapest is from the water, day or night. A Danube River cruise offers unmatched views of the illuminated Parliament building, Buda Castle, and the city's famous bridges. At night, Budapest truly earns its nickname, the Pearl of the Danube. On day 2, we cross over to the Pest side. We walk along the Margaret Bridge, one of the 11 bridges that cross the Danube between Buda and Pest. Completed in 1876, Margaret Bridge uniquely connects the city with Margaret Island in the middle of the Danube. Today it provides access to one of Budapest's most popular recreational spaces. The Hungarian Parliament building is one of the largest parliament buildings in the world. Here's the view from our hotel, which is right across the Danube River on the Buda side. Completed in 1904, it was built during the golden age of the Austro-Hungarian Empire and contains nearly 700 rooms. Today it remains the political center of Hungary and is one of the country's most recognized national symbols. Take a nighttime river cruise to see the building all lit up, along with other beautifully lit riverside buildings. The shoes on the Danube Bank Memorial honors thousands of Jewish victims killed by the Arrow Cross militia during World War II. Victims were ordered to remove their shoes before being executed along the riverbank. Today, the memorial stands as one of Budapest's most important reminders of the Holocaust and the dangers of hatred and extremism. Liberty Square, also known as Freedom Square, is one of the most politically symbolic places in Budapest because it reflects multiple eras of Hungarian history all in one location. One of the most recognizable statues here is the bronze statue of Ronald Reagan, installed in 2011. Hungary honored Reagan because many Hungarians credit his strong anti-Soviet policies and Cold War leadership with helping weaken communist control in Eastern Europe. There's also a statue of George H.W. Bush, who visited Hungary in 1989 during the collapse of communism in Eastern Europe. Bush supported Hungary's democratic transition and stronger ties with the West during a critical moment in modern Hungarian history. What makes Liberty Square especially interesting is that these American statues stand only a short distance from the Soviet Memorial, which honors Soviet soldiers who died fighting Nazi Germany during World War II. For some Hungarians, the Soviet army represented liberation from Nazi occupation. For others, it marked the beginning of decades of Soviet domination and communist rule. The memorial for victims of the German occupation is located at the southern end of Liberty Square, located just behind an interactive fountain and water feature. The memorial was unveiled in 2014 to commemorate the victims of Nazi Germany's occupation of Hungary in 1944 during World War II. The monument shows the Archangel Gabriel, symbolizing Hungary, being attacked by a large imperial eagle representing Nazi Germany. However, the memorial is highly controversial. Many historians, Jewish organizations, Holocaust survivors, and critics argue that it portrays Hungary only as a victim of Nazi occupation, while downplaying the role that Hungarian authorities played in the deportation of more than 400,000 Hungarian Jews during the Holocaust. Because of this controversy, citizens and survivors created a grassroots living memorial directly in front of the monument. Visitors leave photographs, candles, shoes, handwritten notes, and personal objects to honor Holocaust victims and acknowledge the human stories behind the tragedy. Today, this area of Liberty Square has become one of Budapest's most emotionally powerful and politically debated memorial spaces, a place where questions of memory, responsibility, and history are still actively discussed. Andrássy Avenue is one of Budapest's grandest boulevards and often compared to the Champs-Élysées in Paris. Built in the late 1800s during the golden age of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the avenue was designed to showcase the wealth, elegance, and growing importance of Budapest as one of Europe's great capitals. As you walk down Andrássy Avenue, you'll notice the incredible architectural detail everywhere. Ornate stone facades, carved balconies, towering archways, decorative ironwork, and massive wooden doors that look like entrances to palaces. Many of these buildings were originally constructed as luxury residences for aristocrats, wealthy industrialists, bankers, and political elites during Budapest's rapid expansion in the late 19th century. Over time, the avenue also became home to embassies, cultural institutions, theaters, designer boutiques, cafes, and historic mansions. Some of the heavy wooden and iron doors you see actually lead into hidden inner courtyards, elegant stairways, and beautifully decorated apartment buildings that most tourists never notice from the streets. The Hungarian State Opera House is one of the architectural masterpieces of Budapest and one of the most prestigious opera houses in Europe. The building opened in 1884 during the Austro-Hungarian Empire and was designed in a neo-Renaissance style. Emperor Franz Joseph himself reportedly attended the opening ceremony and is said to have remarked that although it was smaller than the Vienna State Opera, it was even more beautiful inside. The House of Terror Museum. This building once served as headquarters for both Nazi and communist secret police forces. The museum documents the brutality of totalitarian regimes in Hungary during the 20th century. Today it serves as an educational memorial to the victims of dictatorship and political oppression. Vajdahunyad Castle was built in 1896 for Hungary's millennium celebrations and combines architectural styles from across Hungarian history. Vajdahunyad Castle was first constructed using wood and cardboard-like materials, plaster, and other temporary elements, because organizers only intended it to stand during the celebration. But visitors loved it so much that the temporary structure became one of the exhibit's biggest attractions. Due to its popularity, the government decided to rebuild the castle permanently in stone and brick between 1904 and 1908. This hooded figure represents Anonymus, the unknown medieval notary and chronicler of King Bela III of Hungary, who lived around the late 12th and early 13th centuries. His real identity was never discovered, which is why the statue's face is hidden beneath the hood. Nearby, Heroes Square features statues of Hungary's most important national leaders and the 7 major chieftains. Today, the square remains one of the country's most important national gathering places and symbols of Hungarian identity. Budapest's Jewish quarter transformed dramatically after the fall of communism. Abandoned buildings became ruin bars, creative nightlife spaces filled with mismatched furniture, art installations, and music. Simplicert, opened in 2002, helped start the ruin bar movement. Today, the district represents Budapest's artistic creativity and vibrant nightlife culture. As we left Simplicert, we walked to the Dohány Street Synagogue. Completed in 1859, it's the largest synagogue in Europe and became the center of Jewish life in Budapest before World War II. We crossed back over to our hotel on the Buda side across the Széchenyi chain bridge. This is the oldest bridge in Budapest. Opened in 1849, the chain bridge was the first permanent bridge connecting Buda and Pest. Today it symbolizes the unification and modernization of Hungary. Before World War I, Budapest was one of the great capitals of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, a booming center of culture, trade, architecture, and politics. The city expanded rapidly during the late 1800s, becoming one of Europe's most elegant capitals. After World War I, the 1920 Treaty of Trianon dramatically reduced Hungary's territory and population, creating economic hardship and national trauma that still influences Hungarian identity today. Following World War II in 1945, Hungary fell under Soviet influence and became a communist state. Budapest witnessed both destruction and resistance, especially during the Hungarian Revolution of 1956, when citizens rose up against Soviet control. Then, in 1989, as the Soviet Union began to collapse, Hungary peacefully transitioned to democracy. Budapest quickly transformed into one of Central Europe's most exciting travel destinations, blending history, beauty, with modern energy. Today, Budapest welcomes millions of visitors every year, making it one of Europe's most popular travel destinations. The best times to visit are spring and fall, especially April through June and September through October, when the weather is comfortable and the city is less crowded. December is also magical thanks to Budapest's famous Christmas markets. Budapest is a city where every bridge, castle, and street corner tells a story. From imperial grandeur to wartime tragedy, from communist rule to modern freedom, the Hungarian capital continues to reinvent itself while honoring its past. And whether you're watching the sunset from Fisherman's Bastion, standing silently at the shoes on the Danube Memorial, or cruising the river beneath the glowing Parliament building, Budapest leaves an impression that stays with you long after you leave. Please like this video, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'd appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.